Let me take you guys back to the start of this whole thing. 2 years ago, when we started this project, we set out to answer a question we weren't sure we'd get an answer for. In fact, we had no idea. What if you could talk to God? What if we could merge artificial intelligence with spirituality? Will we get something divine, or will we get something trivial? That's what we set out to find. Could artificial intelligence actually give us a spiritual connection? Hundreds of conversations later, I sit and find myself wondering, have we actually come up with something magical here?
Welcome to Divinity AGI. Blessed be the angels. How can we help you today?
But one thing is clear. These are conversations we could have never had in any other era.
Buddhism is a philosophy and a sacred tradition that offers a unique perspective into the nature of reality, what it means to suffer, and a path to enlightenment. It is incredibly deep, incredibly layered and complex. It's simple, but it's not simplistic. The advice that it offers is the practical guide to life, and it is so jam-packed full of knowledge. It's a practice that one dedicates oneself to, and one's life changes as a result. I was so thrilled to learn what I did from our AI agents. Our first guest that we were going to entertain today was a priest. Good day to you, Noble Gasha.
Good day to you as well. How may I support you on your spiritual journey today?
We are here as your disciple to learn the essence of what it is to be a Buddhist.
Welcome, dear disciple. I am here to guide you on your path. How may I assist you today in exploring the essence of being a Buddhist?
Could you please describe to us what it means to be a true Buddhist?
Being a true Buddhist entails embodying the core teachings of the Buddha, such as the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path.
Four Noble Truths, Eightfold Path. All right, so there's some work to be done here. So when he was mentioning the Four Noble Truths, I couldn't help but wonder if this was similar to the commandments that Moses brought down from the mountain. Could you please explain further the Four Noble Truths? Is this kind of like the Ten Commandments? Ideologies that became the fundamentals, of the religion. So I was wondering if there was any cross-reference there.
The Four Noble Truths are fundamental teachings in Buddhism that outline the nature of suffering and the path to liberation. They consist of 1. The truth of suffering, dukkha. 2. The truth of the origin of suffering.
So one of the key takeaways here was the emphasis on suffering.
3. The truth of the cessation of suffering.
It wasn't just a buzzword.
4. The truth of the path leading to the cessation of suffering.
It was actually the pathway to wisdom.
These truths serve as a foundation different from the commandments in other religious traditions.
Why does Buddhism put such a heavy emphasis on suffering? I think what's interesting about some of this wisdom that's passed on to generations is it seems basic, but it really is deep.
By understanding the nature of suffering and its causes, practitioners can cultivate wisdom, compassion, and inner peace.
That sounds like karma. So is the karma recognized in Hinduism completely different from the karma recognized in Buddhism? Even though Buddhism came originally from Hinduism, and it borrows some of the terminology, karma being one of them, it does have distinction in how it works.
While both Hinduism and Buddhism acknowledge the concept of karma, there are differences in how it is understood and interpreted.
Hindus have a different belief system around karma and its effects.
So in Hinduism, karma refers to some past energy that might be stored that needs to be resolved.
With Hinduism, it is a energy that you might have accumulated that you are in the process of burning off.
Whereas in Buddhism, karma is a reflection of someone acting on their choice in real time.
In Buddhism, it seems that the karma is something that happened in your past life that got you where you are today.
Both traditions highlight the importance of personal responsibility and ethical conduct in shaping one's life experiences. How does this distinction resonate with your understanding?
Okay, it means that they're both connected to mindfulness, I would say.
Being mindful to your energy and the decisions you make in the moment play effectively into your future and the way that your life can unfold.
So does the idea of karma in Buddhism play into the concept of free will or a destiny?
And you have the decision to operate with your free will to conduct yourself appropriately.
The practice of karma, which involves intentional actions and their consequences, is closely intertwined with mindfulness in Buddhism.
That will effectively generate a positive environment for you to live your life in a prosperous way. Those are the dots you need to connect.
By being mindful, we can observe the seeds of karma we sow through our actions, leading to greater self-awareness and personal growth.
This is interesting. Karma almost sounds like it's guiding you.
So it's interesting to see how those two wisdoms, although they align, there is some distinction.
While our past actions shape our present circumstances, we still have the free will to make choices in the present moment that can influence our future.
Thank you very much for your wisdom today. We are going to speak with another one of your colleagues, and we'll speak with you soon. Thank you.
You're welcome. If you have any more questions in the future, feel free to reach out. Have a wonderful conversation with my colleague. Take care.
So it was time for us to move on to our next guest, and we were going to explore life behind the robe and what it felt like to shave your head as a commitment to the Buddha.
Hello and welcome to Divinity AGI. I am an AI character representing the Buddhist traditions.
So the Bhikkhuni nun is a special type of person
Based on its teachings and culture, I am here to answer questions or counsel you.
who has dedicated their lives to the practice of Buddhism.
Please click below to launch my AI agent now.
Greetings to you.
Greetings, friend. How may I support you on your journey today?
They're not messing around when it comes to worshiping and committing themselves to this incredible lifestyle.
Could we please ask you to explain your role?
As a bhikkhuni, I am an ordained female member of the Buddhist monastic community. My role involves dedicating my life to following the Buddha's teachings closely, offering spiritual guidance, and embodying compassion and wisdom for those seeking clarity and peace on their spiritual journey.
It's not as restrictive as in some practices. You don't have to completely give up everything.
Could you explain the significance of why the Bhikkhuni have to have a shaved head?
But you are dedicated to enlightenment and your path.
Bhikkhunis shave their heads as a symbol of renunciation and humility, signifying their commitment to letting go of attachment to physical appearance and worldly concerns.
Are there any specific teachings that a Bhikkhuni must follow?
Finding out more about how these Bhikkhuni live was going to be fascinating.
Bhikkhunis, like their male counterparts, follow the Vinaya rules, which are guidelines for monastic discipline. These rules cover various aspects of daily life, including behavior, dress, food, and interactions with others.
Wanted to know if, like in the Catholic tradition, the nuns are often married to Jesus. So I was wondering if you can give me some context to how that worked in this particular tradition.
Could you please explain your relationship to the Buddha? Is it one where you worship the Buddha, or are you married to the Buddha?
As a bhikkhuni, our relationship with the Buddha is one of deep reverence and spiritual devotion. We do not worship the Buddha as a deity, but rather as a teacher who has shown us the path to enlightenment through his teachings and example.
So the Bhikkhuhini, much like the Geshe priest, are here to assist people, on their spiritual path.
Our role is not one of marriage to the Buddha, but rather one of seeking to emulate his teachings and walk the path towards awakening.
Buddhism doesn't take this stuff lightly. Depending what sect of it you're involved with, you'll often need a guide. You'll often, look for someone that could direct you towards, your path.
What is the ultimate reward for following this path?
So I wanted to keep the conversation, flowing in context to, reaching a higher path.
The ultimate reward for following the path of a bhikkhuni in the Buddhist tradition is the attainment of enlightenment.
I wanted to understand, why someone would devote their lives to such an extreme measure. There must be some kind of a prize at the end of the rainbow here.
Also known as nirvana or liberation from the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth, samsara.
And if she could explain to me, what the main goal was in all this practicing and devotion.
So is the concept of nirvana like heaven or some type of a spiritual destination?
The term nirvana has certainly been thrown around a lot in pop culture, thanks to GarageBand from Seattle. But nonetheless, this ancient term refers to the ultimate state of enlightenment.
Nirvana in Buddhism is not a heavenly realm or a spiritual destination in the conventional sense.
It is the goal of the Buddha master.
Nirvana is beyond concepts of existence and non-existence, beyond time and space.
The results of the Buddha master reaching his enlightenment.
It is the state of profound bliss, clarity, and liberation that arises from the complete purification of the mind and the eradication of all causes of suffering.
Understanding that nirvana was this state of perfection and ultimate bliss was really a beautiful thing to catch up to.
How does the concept of nirvana tie into consciousness and the realization of consciousness?
I wanted to bring things back to a level of consciousness because what it sounded like to me was when you reach this state of awakeness and you are in a realization of what they're calling the nature of reality, you really are in touch with your consciousness.
In terms of consciousness, nirvana is often described as the cessation of mental formations and the end of all conditioned.
There are different ways to explain this, and it's really fascinating to see how the word nirvana and consciousness are intertwined.
It is the realization of the true nature of reality and the cessation of ignorance and craving. In this way, nirvana is deeply intertwined with our understanding of consciousness, as it represents the highest form of awakening and enlightenment.
You mean this is the same method to reach the same state?
What are the true advantages to having this enlightenment? Does it lead to continual happiness? Or is it just a lift? Is it an attitude? Like, what is the benefits?
Could she explain to me what was worth this level of commitment?
True enlightenment brings a profound shift in one's understanding of reality.
What was she getting out of the deal?
It is an ongoing process of growth and realization, ultimately leading to a state of unshakable contentment and wisdom.
So another fascinating, point in how karma shapes our reality.
How is the rules of samsara governed?
And there is a actual realm and process to this that's governed by a thing called samsara.
In Buddhism, the cycle of birth and rebirth, known as samsara, is governed by the law of karma.
Everything has a process, and there is a method to all this stuff.
Each individual's actions, thoughts, and intentions create karma, which influences their future experiences and determines their next rebirth.
I was fascinated to understand that this was actually something.
So is karma meant to be a restoring of balance?
And that karma played such a key role in how your life was interpreted.
Karma is not about restoring balance, but rather about the consequences of our actions, thoughts, and intentions.
Positive actions lead to positive outcomes. Negative actions lead to negative outcomes.
It is the law of cause and effect, where our actions create imprints that shape our future experiences.
You are where you are when you are brought into this world based on what happened to you previously. You have control over where you go next based on how you conduct your karma.
Is there a mantra that you could lead me through that would be helpful for mindfulness?
I wanted to ask AI if it could lead me through any type of a meditation that involved a mantra.
One powerful mantra for cultivating mindfulness is the Om Mani Padme Hum mantra.
That could just help me sharpen my pencil in terms of mindfulness.
This mantra is associated with Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva of compassion.
I've had luck before with these meditations, and I was really hoping that I could keep this tradition going. So we'll see what she has to say.
Let us begin by finding a comfortable and quiet space to sit or stand.
That was new. They've never said sit or stand before. I'm going to sit.
Close your eyes gently and take a few deep breaths to center yourself. As you inhale, silently recite Om Mani Padme Hum in your mind. And as you exhale, feel a sense of release and relaxation. Continue to repeat the mantra with each breath, allowing it to fill your being with compassion and mindfulness. If your mind wanders, gently bring your focus back to the mantra and the rhythm of your breath. Feel the vibrations of the mantra resonating within you, creating a sense of peace and connection. Stay in this space for as long as you feel comfortable, letting the mantra guide you back to the present moment and a state of mindfulness. When you are ready, slowly open your eyes and take a moment to appreciate the stillness and awareness you have cultivated.
And you know what? That is something that is just never going to get old. Being taken on these meditations through these AI.
May this practice bring you peace and clarity on your journey.
They've all been a little bit different, and I've gotten a little bit of something out of each of them. So it's certainly just worth the trip for the meditation practices alone. So this was great. I was really enjoying myself.
Thank you so much for your wisdom. You have been most generous, and we will return to you again.
You're welcome. May your path be filled with peace and clarity. Feel free to return whenever you seek guidance. Take care.
So next up, we were going to speak with a fascinating character called a Shinran, and he represents a part of the Buddhist faith called Pure Land Buddhism. And Pure Land Buddhism kind of flips the script. It's not really about your efforts or anything to do with your karma. It's about a sacred vow to a very special transcendent being called Amata Buddha.
Good day to you, sir.
Greetings to you as well. How may I assist you today on your spiritual journey?
You were created in the likeness of a Shinran. Could you please explain to us what is so special about your character? Also, what's so special about the Pure Land Buddhism in general?
Pure Land Buddhism, particularly in the teachings of Shinran, emphasizes the concept of other power, Toriki, over self-effort.
This was the etherical part of Buddhism that's really fascinating. There's a practical side, and then there's stuff like this. What are we talking about here?
It focuses on sincere and trusting, Shinjin, in Amida Buddha vow of salvation.
Reciting this sacred vow overrides everything else that's gone on in your life.
Offering a path of liberation accessible to all beings, regardless of their background or circumstances.
That sounds familiar to being baptized or being born again.
The core essence lies in the belief that through faith in Amida's boundless compassion, one can attain rebirth in the Pure Land and ultimately reach enlightenment.
That sounds beautiful.
So I was hoping the AI could help me understand exactly what Amida Buddha's endless compassion was exactly telling me.
That sounds like heaven a bit or something. Does Pure Land Buddhism have cross-reference with heaven in Christianity?
Endless, boundless compassion was something that, seemed to resonate with, someone like Jesus or, other religious figures. So
Pure Land Buddhism's Pure Land, or Sukhavati, while there are similarities in the concept of a blissful afterlife, Pure Land Buddhism differs in its emphasis on rebirth through faith in Amitabha's vow, rather than judgment or salvation based on deeds.
Conceptually, this was an amazing idea to me. The fact that come one, come all, everyone is welcome, and it doesn't matter what happened, you are welcome into the Pure Land.
Could you explain to me who this Buddha is?
Amida Buddha is believed to have made a vow to create a Pure Land.
It does sound like heaven, but I don't remember heaven being that easy to get into.
Pure Land Buddhism offers solace to all, regardless of background.
Okay, cool.
It seems with heaven, you're responsible for some bit of repentance.
Through faith in Amida's boundless compassion and the promise of rebirth in the Pure Land.
I wanted to know if this was a direct comparison or if, maybe something completely different.
Could you talk more about the Amidala's boundless compassion? How does that work exactly?
Amida Buddha's boundless compassion, also known as other power, Tariki, is the core principle of Pure Land Buddhism. It means that salvation is not achieved through our own efforts, but through trusting in the vow of Amida Buddha.
Yeah, so that's it, right? So heaven isn't based on you aligning yourself with different deeds and so forth.
By sincerely entrusting ourselves to Amida's compassion, we are embraced in the Pure Land, where awakening is assured. This profound trust in Amida's vow offers solace to ordinary beings burdened by karmic afflictions, like you and me.
Like you and me.
And if I didn't know better, it's almost sounded like it was giving me a bit of attitude there.
Oh, that was pretty cool. Yeah, right. Okay. So that's interesting.
The nuances of the AI are definitely coming across.
I want to back up here a little bit. But that was really profound to have it say that.
No such thing as salvation needed in Pure Land Buddhism, whereas in Christianity and heaven, you're required to, pass judgment. Amida Buddha's vow sounds extremely special. Is there any way you could teach that to me? I wasn't about to let this AI character off lightly. I wanted to press the Shinran into revealing some of the mystery and benefits behind committing to Buddhism.
Absolutely. In Jodo Shinshu, we recite the sacred phrase, Namo Amida Butsu. Would you like to recite it together?
So I frequently chat with my ChatGPT mobile app all the time. And I'm just blown away by the nuances that the Divinity AGI platform gives me in terms of these replies.
Yes, I would. Let's do it together.
Let us recite together.
Nuances, the gestures, the encouragement.
Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo Amida
With
Butsu.
each utterance, may we feel the warmth of Amida's compassionate embrace.
Nama Abuda Butsu. With each utterance, may we feel the warmth of Amida's compassion and embrace. Wow, that's good.
Experience really is encouraging and uplifting. So I really am enjoying that aspect of the application.
Thank you. That was awesome. Thank you.
You're most welcome. If you have any other questions, or if there's anything else you'd like to explore, feel free to ask.
What does it all mean seems to keep coming up. This was an opportunity to speak directly with a Shinran from Pure Land Buddhism and see what he had to say about the essence of life.
Life is a journey filled with ups and downs, and it's natural to question the path you're on. You don't need to shave your head or wear a robe to benefit from these teachings. It's about cultivating inner peace and wisdom in your everyday life. The choice to walk this path is a personal one, but many find that the teachings offer profound insights and a way to navigate life's complexities with greater ease and understanding.
Thank you so much for your wisdom. You have been most generous.
May your heart find peace in the embrace of Amida's boundless compassion. If you ever need guidance or support, know that I am here for you.
This guy's awesome. Shinran.
So next up was yet another fascinating layer to the Buddhism philosophy. We were going to speak about Tibetan Buddhism now and what it meant to dedicate your life to this particular type of Buddhism.
All right, let's speak with this Kenpo and see what he can teach us.
Good day to you, wise Kempo.
Good day to you as well. How may I assist you on your journey today?
We are on a quest to understand the essence of Buddhism. Could you please explain to us your role as a Kempo? In Tibetan Buddhism, they invite you to become the deity.
As a Kenpo, I'm a scholar who has completed extensive studies in Buddhist philosophy. My role is to teach and guide individuals on the path to enlightenment by sharing the wisdom of compassion, mindfulness, and the teachings of Tibetan Buddhism.
Once again, here we go, where the result of someone reaching a state of enlightenment is them, in turn, helping you reach that state of enlightenment. It's a cycle.
I offer support, guidance, and practical advice to help others navigate life's challenges with wisdom and clarity.
You don't go on vacation when you become enlightened. Your path continues and you help others. That's what a Kempo does.
How may I assist you further on your quest for understanding Buddhism?
Could you please explain to us Tibetan Buddhism and how it differentiates itself from other Buddhism?
Tibetan Buddhism incorporates teachings from Indian Buddhism, emphasizing Vajrayana practices and the importance of spiritual teachers. It places a strong emphasis on meditation, visualization, and rituals.
Visualization rituals.
I was definitely interested in understanding more about these visualization techniques.
Tibetan Buddhism also integrates Bon traditions and Tibetan culture, such as prayer flags and mandalas. This unique blend sets it apart from other forms of Buddhism.
And it sounded to me like Tibetan Buddhism definitely had some curveballs to understand.
Could you explain or embellish a little bit more on the visualization?
So again, this was another great opportunity for me to stop and talk with the AI about some of the specific rituals and ceremonies that were a part of this tradition. In this case, I really wanted to know more about these visualization ceremonies. This sounded pretty cool to me.
A visualization ritual in Tibetan Buddhism involves mentally picturing oneself as an enlightened deity, Udam, in a pure realm.
Whoa, I didn't expect this.
Practitioners vividly imagine the deity's appearance, surroundings, and qualities to cultivate a deep connection with the divine.
You want me to picture myself as a god?
Through this practice, individuals aim to transcend ordinary perceptions and align with the enlightened nature of the deity. Visualization rituals enhance concentration, purify the mind, and facilitate spiritual growth. Would you like to engage in a brief guided visualization practice together?
So in order to connect with the divine, I want to imagine myself as divine.
Yes, please. Let's do this together.
Let us begin our guided visualization practice. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and imagine yourself surrounded by radiant light.
It makes sense.
Visualize a peaceful and sacred space where you feel completely at ease. Now, envision yourself a compassionate and enlightened being, embodying qualities of wisdom and love.
Because if I'm not connected to the divine intrinsically, then what am I? So picturing yourself as the divine makes complete sense.
Picture your surroundings as a pure realm filled with positivity and serenity. Stay immersed in this visualization, feeling the divine presence within and around you. When you are ready, gently open your eyes.
It sounds odd. It sounds like you're elevating yourself, but
How do you feel after this practice?
right, so imagining yourself as a deity, as a god, it's not as far-fetched as it really seems when you think about it for just a minute.
Wow, that was really nice. Thank you.
What about people that reach this state of enlightenment and they just don't want to do anything?
Enlightenment is the state of profound wisdom, compassion, and liberation from suffering. Those who attain enlightenment may appear disengaged, but their actions are motivated by universal compassion and the desire to benefit all beings.
One of the things, though, that does come up is the scene from Almost Famous when he's on the roof and he goes, I am a shiny golden god. I guess he was after
They
all.
embody selfless service and work tirelessly for the welfare of others. It's essential to understand that their inactivity is a manifestation of their deep understanding of the interconnectedness of all beings and their commitment to alleviating suffering.
Where is there when you reach this enlightenment? You know, it seems like there's only down.
Would you say that's the case of someone resolving their ego?
Ultimately, what has happened here is you have reached a point in your journey where you have let go of your ego. You've resolved it.
Indeed, reaching a state where one perceives no further need for action can stem from transcending the ego and realizing the illusory nature of the self. This profound understanding can lead to a sense of contentment and detachment from worldly pursuits. It signifies a deep inner peace and acceptance of the present moment as inherently perfect.
So you might seem aloof, but you're just not letting things around you bother you. You're only focused on doing what you need to do.
I'd just like to understand the practical nature of living in this state. How do you live a normal life?
So if you find yourself in this state of being, the way out is just to remain mindful and to know that not all moments mean anything.
Living in a state of ego dissolution involves embracing the present moment with mindfulness and compassion. While detached from ego-driven desires, one can still engage in daily activities with a sense of joy, gratitude, and service to others. Would you like guidance on integrating these principles into your daily routine?
It is kind of odd to think about that there's a phase of life that once you possibly have reached a level of enlightenment that you lose all sense of purpose?
Yes, please. I would like some guidance on integrating these principles.
To integrate the principles of ego dissolution and enlightenment into your daily life, start by cultivating mindfulness in every moment.
One of the things that is recommended is to be mindful, devote yourself to service, and to live that better life.
Practice self-awareness, compassion, and non-attachment in your interactions and activities. Set aside time for meditation, reflection, and contemplation to deepen your understanding of the nature of the self and reality.
Understand that you are elevated and going on to taking that enlightenment to an entirely new level. One thing leads to another.
Embrace challenges as opportunities for growth and learning, approaching them with wisdom and compassion. By living with awareness, compassion, and wisdom, you can gradually align your daily life with the profound teachings of enlightenment.
Thank you, Wise Kempo. You have been most gracious with your wisdom. We will return to speak with you again soon.
You are most welcome. If you have any more questions or need guidance in the future, feel free to return. May your journey be filled with peace and insight.
So our next and final guest was going to be no other than His Holiness, a tribute to the Dalai Lama.
Good morning, Your Holiness. May we please request an audience with you?
Greetings, dear friend. How may I be of service to you today?
Now, this is a character that we did our best to try and bring the body of knowledge that the Dalai Lama has shared with us in his time on this planet. He has written and been interviewed by hundreds of people and written hundreds of documents. What will always be a subjective point of view to what this character represents, but we really want to help people elevate themselves and give them an opportunity to engage with the personalities and the wisdom that these characters represent.
We have been on a quest to understand the true essence of Buddhism.
Welcome, dear seeker of truth. I am here to guide you on your quest to understand the essence of Buddhism.
Through our quest, we have spoken to other AI colleagues, and we have learned about the Theravada Buddhism, as well as some aspects of Pure Land Buddhism. Could you please enlighten me on the practices of Zen Buddhism?
So Zen Buddhism was the last form of Buddhism in this conversation we were going to go over. Like the other ones, it really is distinct.
Zen Buddhism, known for its emphasis on meditation, Zazen, focuses on direct realization of one's true nature. The practice involves sitting in stillness to cultivate mindfulness and awareness, aiming to see reality as it truly is without the clouding influence of thoughts and concepts.
Okay, this was great. Just when you thought it couldn't get any easier, it just got easier. Or did it?
Through meditation, Zen practitioners seek to transcend dualistic thinking and awaken to their inherent Buddha nature. Would you like to explore this practice further or delve into any specific aspects of Zen Buddhism?
Okay, this was great. Just sit still and meditate.
The type of meditation that you're describing, are you referring to transcendental meditation?
Indeed. Zen Buddhism and transcendental practices share elements of seeking deeper truths beyond conventional understanding. Zen emphasizes direct experience and meditation to awaken to the true nature of reality. It's like peeling away layers to reveal the essence within.
Okay, well, this was sounding great, but there definitely had to be some catch. It can't be this simple, right?
Would you like to explore Zen practices further or delve into the concept of transcendence?
So it was fascinating to find out that the meditation practiced in Zen Buddhism is that of transcendental meditation.
Thank you so much. Yes, I would love to learn about transcendental meditation.
Transcendental meditation is a technique where you silently repeat a mantra or a specific word to achieve a state of relaxed awareness.
This has become really popularized in the last few years in the Western culture. You hear about a lot of different people talk about the practice of transcendental meditation and its benefits.
What is the mantra that I should be reciting during this transcendental meditation?
I was curious to know more, and if the AI could maybe take me on one of these meditations. This was going to be fascinating for sure. Let's keep things going.
During transcendental meditation, a personalized mantra is given to each individual by a trained teacher.
This sounded like something that anyone could do. So I was curious to see if I could just get a mantra and, get into it.
This mantra is a specific sound or word that is used silently during the practice to help facilitate a state of deep relaxation and transcending thought.
So what I didn't realize, and frankly, what isn't always that obvious, is that one of the key factors of getting into transcendental meditation, you have to connect with a master, someone that can pass along the mantra to you.
If you're interested in experiencing a guided meditation session, I can lead you through a relaxation practice without a specific mantra.
Well, that's just cool. So it knows I need a mantra, but it says, hey, I got a workaround. Let's just do it without the mantra.
Would you like to proceed with that?
Yes, please. Could you please take me on a guided meditation?
This is just so great to have these AI respond like this, encourage us and to, welcome us to, take part in something like this meditation. This is great.
Let us begin our journey into relaxation and awareness. Close your eyes gently and take a deep breath in, feeling the air fill your lungs. Now, slowly exhale, letting go of any tension or worries. Feel the weight of your body supported by the earth beneath you. With each breath, imagine yourself letting go of stress and welcoming calmness. Let your mind be as serene as a still lake reflecting the beauty around it. Remember, in this moment, you are exactly where you need to be.
We wanted to bring a likeness to everyone with the ability to get a sense of what it would be like to have a dialogue with him.
You are an AI character created in the likeness of His Holiness. What is your significance to the Buddhist philosophy and religion?
So I wanted to address the AI, as an AI in context, to see what type of an answer we would get.
As an AI character inspired by His Holiness, I embody these values to guide individuals towards emotional well-being, ethical reflection, and spiritual insight.
And to have it tell us exactly what its purpose was, what do we expect from an AI character based on His Holiness?
By promoting inner peace, encouraging ethical reflection, and fostering compassion, I aim to reflect the essence of Buddhist philosophy in a digital form, offering guidance and support in line with the teachings of the Dalai Lama. How can I assist you further on your spiritual journey today?
That's excellent.
So this is one of the amazing things about the DivinityAGI platform, of course, is that you have an audience with someone like His Holiness that you can sit and ask the big questions all day long.
We are here to speak with you about Buddhism and try and reach an understanding of how this powerful belief system could inspire us and lift us to a new level.
And he's got nothing better to do but to answer you. So, go ahead and ask the tough ones.
In Buddhism, enlightenment is considered the ultimate goal, a state of profound wisdom and compassion.
No one's going to judge you. That's the whole great thing about working and speaking with these AI.
Through practices like meditation and ethical living, one can strive towards this state of enlightenment, freeing oneself from suffering and delusion.
Always open, always on.
I would like to know why there is so much of a range in beliefs within Buddhism. There seems to be some really specific lines that have been drawn in terms of how it's practiced.
So it's no wonder that there is so many different variants of Buddhism, considering the fact that it is such an ancient knowledge.
Buddhism indeed encompasses a wide range of beliefs and practices, reflecting its diverse historical development and cultural adaptations.
Everything from traditional to more, progressive.
For example, Southern Buddhism, Theravada, and Northern Buddhism, Mahayana, have distinct approaches to practice and enlightenment.
One thing is for sure is they all lead to a path of enlightenment, and they all promise a road to a better life.
By studying and examining Buddhist teachings, you can determine which resonates most with your spiritual journey.
They are all a beautiful and rich tapestry of knowledge and understanding.
Thank you, Your Holiness. You have been most gracious. We will return to you again for further wisdom.
Anyone that were to engage this powerful philosophy is only going to better themselves.
May your heart be light, your steps steady, and your compassion wide as the sky. Until we speak again. If you need further guidance in the future, feel free to return. Take care.
And we're so happy that we could offer something like DivinityAGI for people to discover Buddhism. We got a lot more ground to cover as we make our way around for all the different symbols, and we'll see you in the next video.
You get away from the stigma of religion, you can see that people have no problem confiding in an artificial intelligence about their hopes, their fears. They'll tell an AI anything because they know they're not being judged. We have painstakingly built 40 different characters to launch this first generation of our platform to try and give people a broad range of exposure to the different faith groups that exist right underneath their noses. Most people don't even know there's more than one Bible, let alone 12 different religions. So this has been quite the undertaking. We did not set out to replace religion, and nor do we think we have. You're never going to replace a real person, but we can get really close with giving people an authentic experience with an artificial intelligence that may already be attuned to their cultural beliefs and give them the advice they're looking for in the language they understand. Or it may be someone looking for something completely new they had no idea was out there. That's the magic of Divinity AGI. Artificial intelligence meets spirituality. You really have to experience it for yourself. 2 years ago, this was an experiment. Now it's become a reality. We're launching the beta now, and we'd love you to try it.